I hate him. I hate him. And I hate you, God, shouted Yvette when she realized all her preparations for the wedding were now in vain. Her fiancé, Max, had shattered her heart into a million pieces. How would she recover? Greetings, Apreneurs. Welcome to the Authorpreneur Secrets podcast, the show that uncovers the secrets to win with books beyond book sales and dominate authorpreneurship. Through exclusive author interviews, stories, and must-have resources, you will discover some of the secrets and strategies to thrive with books and generate lasting income. I invite you to become an Authorpreneur Ambassador and join me in my mission to raise up 10,000 Caribbean authorpreneurs by 2030. Spread the word about the podcast and encourage more people to increase their impact and income with books beyond book sales. To get started, visit authorpreneursecrets.com/resources and download all the resources that you need to become a winning authorpreneur. Without further ado, let's get into the show. I'm your host, Ruth, and this is a show that gives you the stories and strategies to dominate authorpreneurship. We want you to be able to use your book, not just for book sales, but as a platform for transformation. And today, I'm going to be focusing on how I am using my book, Unshackled Queen, hope you can see it, as a platform for transformation. So there's not going to be any interview today, so stay tuned. This episode is brought to you by Point Global. That's a marketing company run by Javette Nixon. And Point Global was one of the sponsors of our Caribbean Authorpreneur Summit. So let's have a word from Point Global, and then I come back to discuss my authorpreneurship ventures and how I am using this book, Unshackled Queens, as a platform for transformation.
At Point, our mission is to help our clients launch new products and brands with as little risk and as much reward as possible. With a deep understanding of marketing and business concepts across various industries, Point Global finds the most efficient methods for reaching your target audience, which ultimately translates into sales. Combining new marketing skill sets and the latest technology, Point specializes in creating innovative marketing solutions that move the needle for our clients from zero to launch. Join Point today.
All right. This week is my birthday week. It's also the 1-year anniversary of the book, The Voice, Grandma's Amazing Stories of Divine Guidance in Times of Trouble. And so what I want to do is to start a community of support, a community of empowerment that will help women to move from heartbreak to greatness. My own story of heartbreak, engaged to be married, and that fell through, and what that did to me. And out of that, the Lord sent me on a period of relationship fasting, a moratorium on relationship for my own healing and transformation. And out of that, I began writing more books, and I developed a sense of purpose, and my productivity increased, and I learned some secrets and some perspectives, some transformational principles that have helped me to push past pain and to walk in my destiny. And I want to share that because many of us are struggling with shame. Shame because of what was done to us, and shame also because of some of the things that we have done, our past failures. Some of us are ashamed of where we are from. We may have come from what we call the wrong neighborhood, or we were poor, or there are different things in our past that hold us captive. And when we think about it, there is a sting of shame and pain that comes with it. And so the book Unshackled Queen delves into this. It is told in the third person using the character Yvette, and all the things that Yvette went through and how she was able to push past that. And I want to read just the introduction of that, because on my birthday, on May 9, we're launching Unshackled Queens, and we're going to be sharing stories of turning shame into strength. Because one of the things is that shame silences your voice, and your voice can make a difference in the lives of others. And unless you push past the shame, you will not be able to walk in your purpose. And I believe that somebody's destiny is tied to your story if you're able to push past the shame. And so on the 9th, I'm going to be having the launch of this book, Unshackled Queen, as well as the ministry, Unshackled Queen, to help you to recover your sense of worth, to help you to recover your voice, to unleash your greatness. And it's a move to use a book as a platform to transform hearts and lives so that generations can be healed and delivered because you are walking in your purpose. And so my co-host for that will be Kenisha Flemings. We are both graduates of the Jamaica Theological Seminary. She is a speaker, John Maxwell speaker, coach, social worker, guidance counselor, and she's also going to be sharing her own story of turning shame into strength. And so it's going to be a live broadcast on my C. Ruth Taylor author page and on the new YouTube channel, Unshackled Queens. And it's going to be 6 p.m. Central, and you don't want to miss it. One of the things I've decided to forego the Entrepreneur Secrets Club on Patreon, and I am going to be telling you what I'm going to be doing in the future. As I build this new channel and this new community, there's going to be weekly teachings and stories and videos and interviews and book studies, and it's going to take up quite a bit of time. And so I am narrowing my focus, and we have to watch that. And so my hope is that you will go out and get Unshackled Queen, as well as The Voice. Unshackled Queen is on discount for $3.99, both the Kindle and the ebook. We want to get this book into as many hands as possible. And I've ordered some print books because I know I'm also going to be having a mentoring group around this book. So in terms of the blurb for this book, let me just read it a little. It says, endurance is not just the ability to be a hard thing, but to turn it into glory. William Barclay. How do you handle a broken heart? I hate him. And I hate you, God, shouted Yvette when she realized all her preparations for the wedding were now in vain. Her fiancé, Max, had shattered her heart into a million pieces. How would she recover? Journey with Yvette on her transformational journey. With personal transformation, quote C. Ruth Taylor in Unshackled Queen. In this book, you will discover a true story depicting the pain of the father wound and broken romantic relationships. You will discover a pathway to healing, transformation, and wholeness through the power of storytelling, psychological analysis, and biblical truth. You'll also discover 21 biblical secrets to overcome heartbreak and suffering. So get this book for yourself or give it to someone who needs it. It will inspire and empower you to win at life despite the odds. And I am going to read chapter 1. Like I told you, this is a different kind of episode. It's focusing on how you can use a book as a platform for transformation, and I'm showing you how I'm doing that. So you can take your message from the book and you can use the book to build a community and serve others. And I believe in that process, book sales will become a natural byproduct. So the introduction, from Ecclesiastes 3, verse 11. Yet God has made everything beautiful for its own time. He has planted eternity in the human heart. But even so, people cannot see the whole scope of God's work from beginning to end. Painful journeys can lead to beautiful destinations. The story you're about to read is true, although pseudonyms have been used to protect the identities of some of the persons involved. It is a fascinating tale of how God transformed the life of a broken young woman by the name of Yvette into something beautiful. Yvette's journey towards liberation, self-acceptance, and wholeness is an example of hope for those who have experienced broken romantic and parental relationships. The author creatively uses her story to teach the pathway to wholeness and how we can find purpose in pain. Unshackled Queen is a mentoring and teaching tool designed to bring liberation and consolation to those who have experienced terrible emotional losses and are struggling to cope and find hope. Yvette's story brings to light the ill effects of fatherlessness, teenage pregnancy, suicide, and depression. Unshackled Queen calls us to responsible parenting and to walk the difficult path of forgiveness. Finally, in the closing section of the book, the author provides 21 secrets and practical steps to overcome adversity and experience wholeness. You will discover the markers of wholeness and locate where you are on your journey to wholeness. Unshackled Queen shows there is hope for the brokenhearted because God sees your tears, and if you will trust Him, He will one day wipe away all tears from your eyes and turn your experience into something glorious. And just like with the voice, I am going to turn this into an audiobook so that you'll be able to get it in print, ebook, and audiobook. And like I said, we're going to do a book study of Unshackled Queen. And so you can use your book in innovative ways, not just to sell it. And so join me on May 9th, my birthday, for this live broadcast where it's going to be a birthday celebration, a book launch, and the launch of a ministry around a book. And again, that is just an example of how you can repurpose your book to increase your reach, to impact more. And sales will also come as a byproduct of that. All right, so that's it for the latest entrepreneurship venture. Next week, we're going to get back focusing on our Vision 2030 spotlight. So the takeaway from this episode, I want you to remember that your book is not just a product to sell. You can use your book to launch a movement. You can use your book as a launching pad for a mentoring program. You can use your book as the launching pad for a ministry. So your book can become a megaphone for whatever it is that you want to share. Your book itself thus becomes a marketing tool. And if you use your book to support a cause, like what I'm doing to empower women, I believe that book sales will also be a byproduct. So those are the tips from this episode, and I trust that you find it useful. And let me know in the comments on YouTube or on the other podcast platforms if you think this is something that you would also want to pursue, from book to ministry or book to mentoring, book to movement. How are you using your books as authors? Are you just focused on just selling the book? This is Ruth Taylor saying, join me on Tuesday. That's the day after this episode comes out, May 9, 2023 at 6 p.m. Central for the launch of Unshackled Queens, celebrating my birthday. And the focus is on turning shame to strength and launching that new community for the upliftment of women called Unshackled Queens. Ta for now, until next time.